Who wants to go first?
Murray.
I suppose it says something about me in that, I'm sure some people won't like hearing this, but that's the first time post-Brady that this team gave me the sting. It was good to know I can still feel that way because, look, I wanted Belichick to fail and fall on his face post-Brady, but yesterday really legitimately pissed me off because I wanted them to win that game. They should have won that game. They just, and I'm echoing what other people have said, I heard Zoe and Beetle talking about, they just don't know how to win. They're like straight-up losers now. Like, how do you end up losing that game? And they do because they're losers. And it's a game that made me feel so good about the quarterback, but still so bad because I don't trust them to surround him with anything really good this offseason. They say they're going to. You hope they're going to. Will they? Not as long as this coaching staff is still here and Mayo and Wolf and the rest of them. Yeah, it pissed me off. That game legitimately pissed me off yesterday.
They're losers, as he said. Losers. And I don't mean that in an insulting, name-calling kind of way. I mean that in a factual way. They are losers. They find ways to lose games they should win. So we've talked about it. They've had games this year where they committed, fewer than 5 penalties, or we talked about some of these parameters and outgained the opposition, controlled the time of possession. Yesterday, they killed their own drives by committing penalties in the red zone or turning the ball over in the red zone. The opposition had the ball 10 fewer minutes. The opposition converted 8 of 11 on third down or fourth down if you had the two of them together. The Patriots spit on themselves or puked on themselves constantly, made mistakes, and outgained, outpossessed, out everything.
So I was just going to say, to fill out what you're saying there, Mazz, I got emails like this. I'm not even sure if these numbers are right. I'll just go, I just go with it. When I get an email like it, if it proves a point, if the numbers are wrong, I take it up with the guy. But he said, so after watching that game, I felt like this was a game where I was going to hear some list of stats and learn that teams are like 180 and nothing. With such data as occurred in that game. So as a data scientist, this is a data scientist emailing me, I decided to figure it out myself. So he says the Patriots had 169 more yards than the opponent. They had 113 more passing yards. They had 66 more rushing yards. They had 3 more first down. They had one fewer turnover. And since 2000, teams with these stats or better are now 152-1.
Yeah, I guess I know who the one is.
So, you're the first team to lose a game like that.
And they had one earlier in the year.
And there's another one like that, exactly. We've had a few games this year where you were just saying, Mazz, right? Teams that, gain this many yards, give up that many yards, have this time of possession, commit these penalties or fewer, or 146-0, and then you lose. You've had a couple of those this year.
Yes, and it's who they are. They are just the kind of team that situationally, when the game is on the line or there's a pivotal point in the game, they will do something to F it up one way or the other. And again, sometimes it's back-to-back holding penalties. Sometimes it's a good ball by the quarterback, all things considered, that deflects off the hands of a tight end into the arms of the opposition, costs you points at the goal line. Sometimes it's missing a 25-yard field goal. And then the other team having basically the same exact kick at the same end of the field on the game's next possession. For all intents and purposes, their guy kicks it right down the middle. Whatever it is, time and time and time again, they fail to execute situationally under any sort of duress or not, and they throw up on themselves and lose.
They're now peers with the likes of the Panthers and Raiders. Did you see how those two teams lost their games this weekend? Same type of thing. The Raiders, we got you Chiefs on the ropes. They F it up at the end, and, they end up fumbling. And if you want to get to the officiating, still, the Raiders it up. And then yesterday, the Panthers, good game for them, force overtime against a better Bucs team. We're driving down the field, Chuba Hubbard fumbles, and they end up losing in overtime. This is what the Patriots are now. And I know you used to hate this, but I enjoyed it at the time with the Pats, laughing at even middling teams, 10-win teams. Now, you can't even do that. You wish to be that. Now you're a dregs, those dreggy teams that just find a way to lose. We got you now. No, you don't.
So it's become an intangible, a thing, a vibe on the team. They're just going to lose.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, it doesn't matter what path they choose.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm serious about this. The Tennessee game, they scored late. They went for 1, went to overtime, and lost. This game, Indianapolis goes down the field, goes for 2, Pats lose, right? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to whatever side they're on at nut-cutting time. the other team beats them or they lose.
So is there a tangible reason, though?
Some of it's talent.
And some of it's coaching.
And some of it is coaching. I will say that the things that I find most alarming is that, again, whatever the situation is, the other team does it better than you do. Really, over and over again. So yesterday I'm drawing my blank on the opponent. Jesus,
Colts.
The Colts. I know. I just was for some reason couldn't recall it. The Colts had committed 2 turnovers. 2. Patriots get the ball both times. They're only 3 and outs of the game.
Yeah, right.
Right after the turnovers.
Okay. So
Both times, 3 and out.
Do you know how they started each drive?
2 running plays.
Under center, straight handoffs. And, it's a side topic from what I like stylistically. I like quarterbacks under center. So this is not what I'm not talking about the style of football. I'm talking about the mentality. So both times, and that in the NFL, that's obviously, a shot. That's when you take a shot. And that's a shot play. That's a, very simple thing. Or you, if you're under center, maybe you're play action, you're taking a shot, whatever. Both times. And they were both midfield-ish. Both times straight handoff. Under center, straight handoff. And now after the Gonzalez one, it was 2. Under center, straight hand. Not even one of these effing RPO things. Straight handoffs both times. And does that just speak to an overall mentality that they're just too conservative?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead. They coach scared. And this is what bugged me about yesterday on the offense is that I thought Alex Van Pelt actually coached a pretty good game until those moments. That second one, after the Gonzalez one, I put in an email. I'm like, watch this a-hole try to run it a couple of times and then put it in 3rd and long. And it's exactly what happened. And if I can see that coming, you don't think an NFL coach and the opposition knows that's coming? They just tighten up. They coach not to lose. The other one that made me crazy, and when I did know they were going to lose the game, is when Gerard Mayo didn't challenge that 3rd and long on the Colts' final drive, the pass from Richardson down the left sideline. He caught, it looked like a catch, but then you look at it again, it's like, no, he trapped it on the field. Throw the flag, dude. Throw the challenge flag. And he didn't do it. And when he didn't, I was like, they're done.
Have we seen a real replay, an actual definitive? Is it online?
Yeah, I'll pull up a few on. Yeah, there's different angles.
Did it obviously hit the ground?
Yeah, it bobbles. It's enough to get looked at. Throw the challenge flag.
Because they never really went back and showed us a good shot of it, right?
No, the replay they showed is the one you're seeing on the simulcast right now if you're watching that, which was one from basically the quarterback's perspective, seeing the receiver go to his right and then catch the ball. Now, I thought he had... the ball touched the turf. There's no question, but I thought he had it secured. That's just my opinion. But again, I only saw that one replay. I didn't see a second one. If there's another one out there that tells me that the ball moved, Murray, to your point, then fine.
In a league where no one knows really what a catch is anymore, it's at least worth looking at.
Agreed.
I don't think he wanted to throw the first one, which was glaringly obvious, where Drake May ran for the first down. They get a bad spot. It took him about a minute and a half, it felt like. We're like, I don't know. I might lose the timeout. Let me... all right, I'll throw it. Like, dude, come on. Are you paying attention to the game? Throw it immediately.
I mean, really, again, whatever the situation is, and you could have the same situation and they make different choices, they'll screw it up both times. Like, it's guaranteed. Whatever it is, they find a way to screw it up and not get it right. It was stunning to me that they can fail as they fail at the end of games and at the end of halves repeatedly, routinely, no matter what they do.
So they're doing something now in the league that is, frankly, hard to do, and that is get good quarterback play and consistently lose.
Right.
To everybody. To good teams.
Right.
And when I say good quarterback play, like I'm not just talking about you should feel good about the future with Drake May, which is like obvious. You should feel good about the future with Drake May. The kid looks good. He should get better. Check. Great. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like right now, yesterday.
Correct.
He played really well.
He did. He played a very good game.
And I want to say that maybe take out the Miami game. He's been playing well for a month. More. I don't know. Like he's good. He's good now. He's good right this second. He's good. And you keep losing. That's not easy to do in that league, given how important that position is. How are you doing it? How is it possible? How is there a Burrow maybe? But they've got how many wins do they have?
Oh, 4 or 5, something
okay,
like that.
I think
so
they're 4 and 7.
But they're the Bengals. But so that is hard to do, to get good quarterback play and lose.
Correct.
Every week,
And they do it routinely.
Deshaun Watson.
They do it routinely.
Deshaun Watson pre-scandal with Houston was like this. He was like kind of lights out, and they still kept finding ways to lose.
And the quarterback play on the other side, sucked. It was awful. It was terrible. I don't know. Again, how many yards passing did he have till the final drive? Like 60?
Something like that.
He had 60 yards passing.
He ended up
and
with
throwing the ball
109.
short. How many times did he throw the ball short where it bounced 5 yards short of the receiver or something close to that? It was horrendous. And yet they were in the game. It was mathematically, you would deem that to be impossible with the way that game went yesterday.
So, I mean, what a statement on you. As an organization, a team, the whole thing, to be getting good quarterback play and not being able to win.
Wow.
Against the worst teams, the most susceptible teams, the most winnable games. You can't win them. And you've, and again, I'm not even talking about into the future, check the box. Like, you're kind of checking the box right now. If Drake May was surrounded by good players and a good coach, he'd be a playoff quarterback like right now.
I mean,
don't you think?
Yes, the pick yesterday was not his fault.
Not really. It could,
Of course, but the ball
it was bad luck.
As much bad luck as, bad decision, if you want to say that. But the ball was there.
Mm-hmm.
Henry had it. He had both hands on the ball. Okay, so if you turn that into a completion, not even a touchdown, his rating is 113. 113. And they lost.
Yes. And they keep losing.
And the other guy had a rating of what? 50? 60?
55.7.
Unbelievable. How does that happen? How does that happen, really? Everything they do situationally sucks.
Because it is, and it's just not all about the quarterback. I mean, it's easy to put it in those terms, but we all know it's not just about the quarterback. It's obvious. They're proving it. This Patriots team is proving it right in front of our face. It's still difficult to do. It's not just about the quarterback, but it's still, if you got him, it's hard to keep losing like this.
Well, when you treat the red zone like an electric fence, it doesn't help your cause.
I prefer to think of it as a moat.
Yeah.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.